Hi, I'm DeDe. In this balance emphasized session, we'll do mostly single leg balances, which will help us train stability and strength. Toward the end, we'll do some mobility work to gain greater range of motion through our joints, so we're more flexible and limber. Here's what you'll need: a yoga mat, some water for hydration, and you might need a small towel. Feel free to take off your shoes and socks. Make sure you have plenty of room around you to move your arms and legs. And remember, always move at your own perfect pace. Okay, let's begin. Make sure that you can see me. You might want to have your mat in the same orientation that I do. Stand with your feet under your hips and soften your knees. Let's make the pelvis level, shoulders back as always, ears over shoulders and shoulders over hips. So let's start by lifting one heel at a time. We got right heel and left heel. And you can bring your opposite arm forward, if that feels good. It's a little counterbalance. So think about this. You want to bend across your toe joints, right where the toes connect to your forefoot. So maybe a little bit more stretch there. Maybe a little more. Four more. So we'll breathe deeply in and out through the nose, and we'll try to bring our mind into this moment. Now, no arms, circle the ankle around. 3, 4, and the other one. Inhale and exhale. So this is a little bit different stretch, isn't it? Bring your mind into your body right now so you can feel what's happening. Circle around. Feel the stretch through the foot and the toes. Feel what's happening through the ankle and the lower leg. Feel your breath as it takes place. Now both feet down. Let's try going up on our tiptoes. Just a little lift. Up and down. Maybe just a little bit higher. So we'll involve more of our calf muscles now. Feel them contract. They contract. Now shoulders go up and down along with the heels. Inhale and exhale. Four more. One more. Now keep your heels down this time. Separate your feet to shoulder width. Let's twist. Come up on your tiptoes of your trailing foot. Elbows are a little bit bent. So just sort of flow through this. Push, like you're pushing something. Maybe you're pushing some energy from side to side. Pushing the air, if nothing else, right? Now how about if we make it more dynamic? So the arms are floppy and they wrap around your body, side to side. You might want to exhale as you twist. So if I'm not going at the pace that works for you, then you change the pace to suit you, to suit how it feels for you. Pointing your toe here, your trailing foot. Point. We want to warm up the feet because all this standing balance, we're going to be using our feet quite a lot. We want to prepare them. Now come back to center. Soften your knees. Turn your toes out a little bit. Let's reach up and over. And then we switch. One hand on your leg. Maybe you exhale here. And then you inhale here. If you can breathe through your nose the whole time, try doing that. Now I want you to keep your elbow bent at the top if that feels better for your shoulder. But if you can, straighten your elbow more at the top. Let's go a little bit faster. Up and up. Can we add those pointing toes back in? Shifting your weight. You feel it? You're shifting your weight to the left and you're shifting your weight to the right. Keeping your elbow bent at the top, as I said, it's always okay to do that. Now can we add this in the middle? Up, down, up, down. Now what allows us to go down? It's the hips sitting back. So we're up, back and down, up, back and down. So the knees don't go very far forward. So now you'll start to feel your heart rate coming up because of this larger movement that involves more muscles. Up, down. Still getting that side bend, right? Still feeling the stretch here. Now let's stop. Bring your feet in. Back to the heel. Lift, release. This is what we started with. So we're already training balance because all the weight shifting that we're doing, we're taking away some of our base of support by lifting part of one of our feet. Up, down. Are you feeling warmer? I'm feeling warmer. Couple more of these. Make sure you have plenty of room alongside you. You probably have your mat out to the sides of you. That's ideal. Now hands to your hips. Watch. Lift your leg out and bring it in. Let's do the other side. Leg goes out, your toe touches down, and bring it in. Now if you don't need your toe to touch, just lift your leg out to the side without touching your toe down. But I want you to use your toe if you need to. Something else to think about, if you need to have a sturdy chair or a wall or a countertop to hold on to, that's always okay. Can we add some arms to this? Let's try it. Turn your palms forward, out to the side, and in. How does that feel? Remember, you're still here if you need to be here. This is the 5-pointed star. Especially if you can raise your arms higher, it becomes more star-shaped. We're still breathing. Deep, continuous breath. So you may be starting to feel this in the side of your body, on your supporting leg side and on your lifting leg side as well. Getting stronger, training balance, all good stuff. All right, now bring your foot down. Let's go, if you're not already there, to the front of your mat. And I'll go to the front of mine. Stand just like we did, feet under hips, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then we inhale, we sweep the arms up, and we bring the palms together. Again. So remember, your perfect pace, especially for something like this, is your breathing pace. Now can we add a little squat? It's similar to what we did when we were bringing our leg to the side, sitting back and down. Let's go again. You might want to inhale here, and then exhale here. How does that feel? Keep your knees the same distance apart as your ankles. Whatever that distance is, keep it continuous. How do your shoulders feel? Do you need to keep your elbows more bent at the top? It's okay to do that. Make sure you're sending your hips back behind you. Now this time we stay standing. Take your arms out to the sides. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your little fingers together. Let's do it again. Exhale. Now we lift the chest, and then we let it drop down. Do that again. Really stretch through the front of your shoulders, and then back to neutral. This is neutral. All right, now we take our hands on our legs. Inhale, exhale, sit back. Here we are in a hip hinge. Stay here, breathe. So think about what you're doing here. Your knees are a little bit bent. Your back is not bent. Your back is long and straight, including your neck and your head. So that's a hip hinge. Let's do a few of those now. Stand up, inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. And then exhale, sit back, take your hands on your legs, hip hinge. Go again when you're ready to inhale. Standing straight and tall. Try not to lean backward here. And we'll do it again. And then we have one more of these, and then we're going to make a balance challenge. So make sure you can see me. Facing sideways to me is probably best, so you can just turn your head to the side. Or you can watch this first one. So stay here, you can watch me if you want to. Your weight is in your heels. Your back is long and straight, as I said a moment ago. Now instead of supporting with both hands, see if you can take one arm out to the side. Thumb facing forward. And if that works for you, how about the other arm out to the side as well? Make your toes light, your heels are heavy, and we're breathing. You feel the challenge to your core muscles, your back, your abdomen. Squeeze your shoulder blades in toward your spine, even if your hands are on your legs. Keep your chin tucked in. So if you're still watching, go ahead and join me. Now hands on your legs, let's come all the way up. Step your feet out about shoulder width, and then we'll twist back and forth. Now here comes the balancing part. Step back in, hip joint distance apart. Here we go again, just like last time. Inhale, exhale, hands on your legs, sit back. Neck is long, back is straight. Try the arms. Maybe you just have one arm. Maybe there's no arms out to the side. See how it feels for you. Now come up on the tiptoes of one foot. Be very light on that foot. Keep breathing. How does your back feel? Do you need one hand on your leg? Make sure you take it. Now both feet flat. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, let's come down again. Hands on the legs. Now try the arms out. And try going up on the tiptoes of the other foot. And the foot is light. So this is why we're challenging our balance, because our foot is very light. We're also challenging our core muscles, our torso muscles. Squeeze your shoulder blades in toward your spine. And then both feet are flat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let's bring the hands in front of the heart. Now a different balance challenge. Tiptoes and down. Tiptoes and down. It helps if you keep your eyes on a stationary point, which probably is not looking directly at me right now. So I'll give you lots of verbal cues. Now next time, go up on your tiptoes and hold there. Now find your breathing, find your balance on your tiptoes. Did you know that if you step off of your mat, it's easier to balance? Especially if you're on carpet, because carpet plus yoga mat is very challenging for balance. Keep that in mind. Now let's come down. Inhale. Let's put that together now. As you exhale, hands on your legs. Long straight spine. Maybe you add your arms out, maybe you don't. Now we'll try our tiptoes. Both tiptoes. How do you feel here? Are you balanced? Do you need to hold on to something? Eyes on a stationary point. All right, now from here, heels come down, soften your knees more, bring your hands all the way down, and let your head and neck go. Now make sure you have plenty of yoga mat behind you because we're going to take a big step back with our right foot. Drop your hips down, exhale. You can be on your fists here. And then inhale, lift your hips way up. Exhale, drop them down again. Now make sure that your front knee is over your ankle. Right here, when you bend your knee, front knee over ankle. And one more time. Okay, now spring with your back leg so you can step forward, and then we'll switch legs. Big step back with your left foot. Make sure you're in a proper lunge position with the front knee over the ankle. Exhale, drop your hips, and then inhale, lift them up. Warming up a little bit more through our hips and our lower body. Let's spring forward with our back foot. Take your hands on your thighs, halfway up, stop, breathe. And then easy does it with strong core muscles all the way around. Let's come all the way up. Let's do it again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Bend your knees. Let's sit back and down, and we'll take the hands all the way down. Now, once again, right foot back. Fingertips or fists. Now, balance coming up on the torso back. You're on the tiptoes of your back foot. Take your hands in front of your heart. Let's inhale. On the exhale, turn. Stay upright as you turn. Now, my back is to you. Your back might be to me as well. Take a peek if you need to. Back knee is straight. Front knee is trying to bend right over the front ankle. And then face front. Are you still balancing? Take your hands down. Spring off your back foot, step forward. Let's try the other side. Step back. Get yourself lined up. Now you're coming up, you're on the tiptoes of your back foot. Hands in front of your heart, get your focal point. And then your focal point might change as you turn. You might keep your focal point the same and then turn. See how it feels for you. Shoulders down, back knee is straight, hands are pressing. This is a nice wrist stretch as well. Feel what's happening through your lower body. Lots of little adjustments to keep you balanced. All right, and then we turn forward, and we're stepping forward. Hands on your legs, halfway up, stop, breathe, adjust your shoulders, and then rise up. Make sure you take your time there. Hands in front of the heart. Let's do it again. Inhale. Sit into chair as you exhale. We're heading all the way down now. All the way down. Hands down. Step your right foot back. Now this time we flatten out the back foot. And then to the best of our ability, we straighten our front leg a little bit. Now sometimes it's easier if you have your hands on the seat of a chair or up on some blocks. It's easier that way. So make sure you take that option. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can stack up some hardback books to about the same height. Put your hands on those. You can also put your hands on your front shin. Now that's a balance challenge. So see how this feels. Hands down, or hands up, or hands on shins. Keep trying to turn your hips forward. That's a flexibility challenge. Now to get to the other side, we walk with the hands. So turn, so you're facing the other direction, your other foot is in front, back foot is flat. Now for the most part, you want to make sure that your heels are lined up, on an invisible straight line. That's an approximation. See how it feels. And then fists, fingertips, blocks, or books, or shin. And then we're turning the hips toward the front foot. So we're used to balancing with both of our feet on the ground, right? Like when we're standing up, that's balancing with both of our feet on the ground. But here's the difference. Our body is in an unusual relationship to gravity. So that creates challenge. Challenge in a good way. We want to challenge our bodies in as many good ways as we can. And then soften your front knee. Now turn toward me. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. Let's take the hands on the thighs. Neutral spine, long and straight. And then start to come up. All the way up. Keep your knees a little bit soft. Inhale. Exhale over. Stay here for a moment. Keep your elbow bent if you need to. Otherwise, you're here. Take a few breaths. And then let's release that. Inhale as you go. Exhale over. Here or here. Notice what's happening. Is your neck disappearing? Don't let that happen. Push the shoulders down and let your neck emerge. You can look up. You can look straight out. You can look down. All right, and then we're coming up. Release that. Slide your feet in. Now we're going to do one of my favorite poses. Think of a teeter-totter. The pose isn't called teeter-totter. It's called Warrior 3. But the principle of the teeter-totter is there. So whatever happens on one end of a teeter-totter happens on the other end in the opposite direction, right? So I want you to think about that as we practice our Warrior 3. I'm going to turn sideways. You can turn sideways too if you want to. You can also face me. I want you to choose the best option for you. Starting here, make sure you have plenty of room in front and in back. Hands on your legs. Up here on your hips. Take your right foot back. Soften your standing leg. And then think of yourself as a teeter-totter from your right foot to the crown of your head. And then we tip forward. Doesn't have to be very far, but you have to move one part of your body at the same time as the other. One does not move separately from the other. Can you feel that counterbalance that's happening? All right, and then we tip and we come back up. And then we'll do the other side. How did you do there? Left foot back, make a straight line, brace through your core, hands on your hips. Hands can also be on your legs if that's more comfortable. Tip, try not to tilt your pelvis out to the side. There's a lot going on here, I know. It's an overall body strengthener. That's one of the things I love about Warrior 3. Now tip back up, keep your teeter-totter effect, and then both feet are down. How did that feel? Let's try another round. This time, if you want to try something a little more challenging, instead of hands on your hips or legs, take your arms out like airplane wings. Or you could do one arm. Let's try it. Shoulders away from ears, right foot back, make that teeter-totter effect, and then tip. Now, you don't have to go to 90 degrees. You absolutely can if you want to, but there's no obligation to do that. Keep breathing. Now, if you have both arms out, squeeze your shoulder blades in toward your spine to connect your upper back to what you're doing. Keep your teeter-totter effect as you come up, and then relax your arms. Let's do the other side. Stay strong. Stay focused. Foot, maybe the arms, upper back connect, and then here we go. There might be a little tip of your pelvis to the right when you have your left foot back, but it should be very little. And remember, if you start to lose your balance, you bring your foot down. It's okay to do that. And then we come up. Both feet down. How did that feel? I'm going to face you for this. Let's separate our feet shoulder width, and then we'll twist. Pivoting up onto the tiptoe of your trailing foot. That's to cut down on the wear and tear in our joints. All right, coming back to the center. Now, we'll try dancer pose. This is going to be our final balance challenge. So I want to show you all the options. So keep watching me. Right foot back, balance here. Right knee bent, balance here. Or the option of holding onto your right ankle with your right hand, balance here. Okay, so I'll face you for that now that you've seen it. Right foot back, or right knee bent, or holding onto your right ankle. Bring your knees side by side, tuck your pelvis a little bit forward. And if your arm is out, you can challenge your balance a little bit more by bringing your arm up, either here or here. Breathe. Clear your mind. Remember, all of these options are still a challenge for your balance. Whichever option you're choosing, it's all good. Now, easy does it. Let's release. Left foot back, left knee bent, or holding onto your ankle with your left hand. Knees are side by side. This is where the pelvis tucks forward to increase the stretch in the front of our thigh and the front of our hip, and then maybe you add your arm up. Let your breathing help you remain steady. And then release. Okay, roll the shoulders. All right, let's decompress from all of that activity. Let's cool down a little bit, and let's increase our mobility a little bit more. Again, I'm going to turn sideways for this just so you can get a better visual. Stand with your feet underneath your hips, take your right foot back, press your right heel down, and then to regulate the calf stretch that we're trying to get back there, bend your left knee more or less. And then turn your palms to face forward, whatever's forward for you, and then take your arms back past your body line. Feel that stretch in the front of the shoulders and in your back calf. Maybe in your hip flexor a little bit here too. And then release, roll your shoulders. Now I'm going to switch sides by turning the other direction. You might want to just step your other foot back. So remember, we press the heel down, we keep it down, and then we bend the front knee as much as we need to create the stretch. Now this time we'll bring the arms into a goalpost shape and we'll draw the arms back from there. Our lower leg and our foot worked really hard on both sides, but right now we're stretching our back calf and foot a little bit. Doesn't it feel nice? And then release. Turn to face forward. Now step your feet out wider than we have been so far. Pretty wide. Turn your toes out, and then we'll lunge over to one side. Keep the knee in line with the ankle and point the knee in the direction of the center of the foot. Now tilt your pelvis this way and feel the stretch in your inner thigh. Do you feel that on the straight leg side? Let's get a little side stretch going here too. It almost looks like a yoga pose, doesn't it? Well, for the purposes that we're using it now, it can be. Now let's switch. Bend, line the knee up, tilt the pelvis this way, and then the arm goes up or straighter. And then let's come up, slide your feet back in, take your time. Take this left leg and cross it over. Push your hips out to the right. Feel that wonderful stretch through your waist, down into your hip, maybe even down into your leg. And then we're up and we switch. Cross this one over, push, up and over. You can look down, you can look forward, you can look up. Find the right place for your head and neck. All right, then we're coming up. Now we take our right heel forward and we push the hips back. Flex the foot, put your hands on your standing leg and pull your hips back. Feel the stretch down the back of your leg. Feels so good. If your heel's on the floor like mine and it doesn't feel comfortable, turn so your heel can be on your mat. That's okay. Your neck is long. And then we come up and we switch. So this pose calls for straight lines, straight leg, straight spine, straight neck. So find your straight lines. And then we'll come up. Roll your shoulders now, up and around, back and down, again. Okay, so how did that feel? By taking our bodies through balancing poses, we were able to train stability and strength. Remember I was talking about that unusual relationship to gravity? So the more we're familiar with the unusual relationships to gravity, the better our balance will get. And that's really important for fall prevention, for athletic performance, and just for our everyday life activities. We want to be solid and grounded, right? So thanks for being here with me. But more importantly, thank yourself for being here and taking great care of you. And I'll see you next time.